Text Dexter.
Yeah, you can actually message the chat still.
Yeah. But you don't see us.
No.
You think I should end it and start a new one?
Yeah. I would.
Wow.
It doesn't hurt.
Okay. Here, let's let them know.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, wait, your views are coming back up. You got views now.
Oh.
All right, we back.
Can everybody see us? Oh, yep. All right, Jim sees us now. Yeah, we had a weird thing happen there. You got to staple that for me, man. Oh, it is. All right, well, let's let the audience build back up. That was sorry.
And they're back, Drew said.
10 times, man.
Smile.
Yeah, we've just been sitting here talking, and then we're like, hello? Anyone there?
You noticed that, Chris. Yeah. All right. We are back. See, the guy put us in a 15-minute timeout.
Seriously, man. I don't know. He said he asked if we had like a 15-minute timeout. I think he did.
Yeah, not Neela. Just like at the UN with Trump. You're absolutely right. I actually had that on the list today to talk about.
We didn't say anything wrong. No, we've been super clean today. Yeah, we just lost the server. All right. All right. We're coming back. We're coming back. All right. We have no idea where we left off, but we had a great discussion while StreamYard tried to figure out their servers, and we lost about half of our audience. But the show must go on. I think Jimmy Kimmel says that, doesn't he? Sorry, bad timing.
Oh.
All right. Did you accidentally say something about who really killed Charlie Kirk? No, actually, that didn't. No, we've been super good today. We've been super clean. Yeah, gosh. Well, hey, shameless plug, might as well, seeing as though everything's there. PMC Wealth Advisors is coming very soon. So we are just putting the final touches on the brochures, and yeah, you're going to hear a lot about that. But anyway, Stephen, where should we even begin? We were talking about some fun stuff.
You're talking about the AI stock. So let me.
Well, we were talking about mortgage demand stalling, but then we were talking. Oh, yeah, folks. So trying to regroup on where we left off. We were talking about how the economy had a bunch of money pumped into it, spiked, artificial growth, and now it's kind of all slowing down. And you were talking about how they pump sand from out in the ocean and they pump it up onto the beaches in Florida, and then erosion washes it back out, and they keep having to do it, but keeps happening faster and faster. And it just kind of brought us all to this conclusion of we have figured out how all of it works. And we've figured it out with one simple graphic that Stephen will share here in a sec. And that simple graphic shows this whole thing that's happening that you've been seeing in the news every single day about NVIDIA, OpenAI, and Oracle. And boy, they make it seem like a big deal. Let me just read this before you show the picture. Oracle says OpenAI committed $300 billion. I mean, that's a lot of freaking money, Stephen. $300 billion for cloud computing. Oracle stock jumped 36%. Now, pay attention. Okay. There was news that there was going to be a $300 billion investment in cloud computing. Because of that, Oracle stock jumps 36%. Best day in Oracle stock since 1992. But hold on, it gets better. Oracle then runs all of its servers that are going to, be needed for this cloud computing using NVIDIA's GPUs. So they have to buy billions of dollars in chips from NVIDIA to basically make sure that they can take this $300 billion that was committed. But hold on. NVIDIA just announced that they're investing $100 billion into OpenAI. Did everybody follow that? Okay. OpenAI, Oracle, NVIDIA. It's the triangle. Oracle's going to...
Let me give a visual to help here, Chris.
Yeah, okay, this is quite simple, folks. We just want to show you that there it is. That's it. It's brilliant.
It's also how
we've
Congress
gotten this wrong the whole time. Like, I am literally going to go over here. Hold on, Steve. I have one of these things. I'm going to go and plug it from the wall and just plug it into itself. Watch.
Well, AOC said this is how we get free energy also. So it's kind of the same mindset.
Oh. Hey, guys, I need some power strips in here. I'm done paying NYSEG. We're not paying NYSEG anymore. We're getting free power. AOC just gave us the secret sauce.
FPL is not.
Give me some power strips. I need power strips. We figured this out. You just plug the power strip into itself and you get free power. Why Why do we complicate everything, Stephen? Like
don't
we have literally just totally biffed this whole thing. This is all we need to do. You take money, you invested in one company, that company invested in another company, that company invested in another, and then all of a sudden, all the companies have a big bump in their stocks. Here we go.
And the S&P
Witness.
500 keeps
Here
going.
we go. It's getting real here, folks. Oh, got to spin it around. Hang on. See, it's not easy. They never said it was easy. The plug does not work. You got to twist it and turn it. We're off grid. We are off grid, folks. 100% free power. Thank you. What is her name? Satan? I mean, AOC? What is her name? Thank you. All right. There we go. Let's move on. Sam Altman. Who is Sam Altman, Stephen?
Sam Altman is the CEO of OpenAI.
Oh, that makes sense. $850 billion in planned build-outs. Now I get it, man. You just plug it in, man.
Sam Altman. OpenAI's $850 billions and $850 billion. Do you realize how much money that is, Chris? But in planned build-outs, people are worried. I totally get that. Expansion equals the output of 17 nuclear plants, but CEO Altman says even this pace will look slow given surging demand. Altman is committed to the massive build-outs with Oracle, NVIDIA, and SoftBank. CFO Sarah Fryer, who previously took Block public, stressed that the companies are stepping in to meet a severe compute shortage. He's just a weird MFer, but
yeah, he's very weird. But now we know their secret. We know how it all works. It's not really new money. It's just recycle and recapture. Stephen, we get this because we do this with private banking systems. The infinite banking concept is exactly that. Your money starts here, goes over here, works for you, comes back here. And in the process, your stock or your value skyrockets. I mean, you just saw it. Oracle went up 36% and nothing happened. Like it was just like money in, money out, money in, money out. Same dollars. Brilliant.
I just had someone text me and said they asked ChatGPT who Sam Altman is, and it said he is a demon possessed. So
are we talking about Taylor Swift or are we talking about Sam Altman? Sorry, I'm getting confused. We talked about demons and instantly
that's a little worrisome. Taylor Swift's fiance, they finally got their first win though in NFL news, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Great. All right. Well, I think we're done with actually, let's talk about some more tech stocks. Let's talk about Micron beats on earnings as the company sales rise 46% on AI boom. Love to see the plug in there. Like,
hey, Chris, let me just real fast. So $850 billion, it's almost a trillion. All right. So just think about this for a minute. All right. So just to put this in perspective. So 1 million seconds, do you know how many days that is? 1 million seconds is 11 days. Okay. 1 billion seconds is 31 years.
Wow.
Okay. 1 million. So everyone thinks $1 million is a lot, right? 11 days. 1 billion is 31 years. Do you know how many a trillion seconds is?
No.
31,600 years. So we talk about millionaires and billionaires. $1 trillion, which is almost what they're investing in here, goes from 11 days to 31 years to 31,600 years. Just to put that in perspective, we can't comprehend how much $1 trillion is.
Well, Dex put it in pretty simply. He said a stack of money totaling $1 billion is higher than all the buildings in New York City.
Amazing, and that's $1 billion.
That's just $1 billion. We're throwing bills around like it's going out of style. Oh, bill here, bill there, no big deal. 850. That was billion, right? I'm not misquoting that. It was billion.
Yeah, I mean, where are we at as a country right now? Like we haven't pulled this up. We used to pull this up every week. It just got so ridiculous.
All you need is more extension cords. And
let me see.
Yes, that's all you need.
That's 100,000. That's million. That's billion. Yep. 37 trillion, 521 billion, 213 million, 700,000 and rising in national debt right now. Unbelievable. And Chris, I do want to mention today on the wealth webinar, I know you're going to be busy doing business stuff with one of our partners, but Craig Yenny, the Freak in the Sheets, and myself are going to be running and hosting Wealth Webinar at 1 p.m. Eastern today. And we got a really cool presentation built out for you guys to show you exactly some of this stuff dealing with debt. I mean, I was looking up some facts last night, Chris, and the amount of household debt is breaking records every quarter right now in this country. Credit card debt continues to increase. And with these little quarter point rate increases, guess what? These credit card interest rates are still so high. People are just going broke right now. So we're going to start getting into how we can start managing that, what we can do to take back control of that, and how we can actually start building wealth, starting to pay down our debts in our lives. So make sure you join us at 1 p.m. for that.
You know, we've been doing this over a decade now, and never in the 10 prior years have we ever seen anything like this before. And I'm talking real talk, not talking joking, not talking, plugging the electrical thing in and, those, I'm talking real. Like, the debt in this country is so real and so crippling. And we are seeing it every single day on the calls that we do. And we do hundreds of calls a week with clients. And I mean, literally it's almost debilitating, because it's fun to talk about things like using, the infinite banking concepts, which is what we do, to invest in this and invest in that and do this. But the majority, probably 90+%, is just debt reduction, because people are just suffering. They can't get ahead. And everybody is literally hanging on by just not everybody, a lot of people are hanging on just by the end of their pinky, trying to figure out, how do I get out of this mess? How do I get ahead? Like I talked, baby boomers running out of money, like by the millions. 401ks, failed experiment. IULs, mark my word, will be the biggest failed experiment in the life insurance industry. Don't believe me? Oh, learn the hard way. That's what I just had to say to a client the other day. Go learn the hard way. You know what? You think you're so smart. You want to listen to these fast talking IUL salespeople who literally don't even listen to what you said you wanted. They have their own narrative, their own direction. Just listen to them. And then when it all fails, I'm going to be the one that said, and listen, like, I know Erica, Kirk, way stronger of a woman than I am. I'm going to be like, told you so, you fucker. Anyway, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to just, forgive. But I just feel obligated to just remind them, told you so. Anyway, let's get back into it.
Yeah. I mean, you're right though. Did you watch any of the memorial?
I watched every bit of it, the whole thing.
Yeah, I thought it was very nicely done. I thought that Trump Jr. speech, I thought that
was really good.
He kind of made fun a little bit of his dad and did the mimicking of him. I thought that was pretty good.
It was really good.
Very lighthearted for the moment. I thought Trump, after as heavy as it was when Erica went up there, and what an unbelievably powerful speech that was. But I think Trump
got differ on that one. I think Trump went a little too deep. I felt like it was, for a bit, like it was a State of the Union when it was supposed to be, a memorial for Charlie Kirk. I mean, I know he tied it all back, but I thought that was typical Trump,
Exactly. But that's what I was going to say.
Trump, but I just thought it was
what you're going to get.
Wrong place, wrong time. That's all. I just thought it was wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
But I thought the whole thing was really good. I cried a lot, as I'm sure many of you did, but nonetheless.
Yeah.
But actually, now we're on Trump. I got to hit a couple other things. Tether CEO confirms a major capital raise, reported $500 billion valuation. Like, dude, this is .com 2.0. I know. Dude, this is just like, start asking the questions. $500 billion valuation, prove it. How? What are the intrinsic values? Like, what are your actual assets? Not clicks, assets. We're just repeating the same thing, the same mistakes we made before. I mean, Tether CEO, like, $500 billion valuation. What's your valuation based on? I mean, listen, you can look at this as good or bad. If you're in the business trying to value your company, like, you can just value it on clicks and community and all sorts of things, not on actual real tangible assets. This is where Warren Buffett has had it right the entire time. Intrinsic value matters. Fundamentals matter. But hey, let's just let everybody lose a couple billion, or hey, maybe a couple trillion combined, and then we'll be back to the basics and the fundamentals. They'll become important again, and all of a sudden be like, oh well, hey, guess that didn't work. All right, back at it. Trump's H-1B visa changes. It's kind of interesting. It's been in the news a lot. Says that it's going to kneecap startups and drive talent elsewhere. Steve, what's your take on it? I don't get it. I don't know why they're saying this. It is CNBC, but what do you think?
Yeah, I actually read a little bit about this. It's he wants to charge $100,000 for an H-1B visa. H-1B visas are what allow outside. There's abuse in the H-1B system, but it's also kind of a necessity to bring talented people into this country. And basically the argument against this is that charging $100,000 per will really, like it says, kneecap startups. I mean, they're not going to be able to afford to bring in people that otherwise they could, that could help the companies grow. But the idea is to, put more Americans to work and things like that. But at the end of the day, you almost want to leave it open for, the best talent, and you want to hire the best talent, some of these companies. So it's one of those controversial ones. You don't really know if it's a good thing or bad thing, I guess, until we see the effects of it. It's interesting. I mean, it's because there is a lot of, I don't want to say fraud. There's a lot of abuse in the H-1B system. So the idea is to kind of get rid of it with this idea, but I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
I don't know. Well, more to come on that, but more also happening right now. It's it's just, I feel like this is just growing up, I don't ever remember hearing about this, but now I feel like it's, an every other month thing, like once a quarter, a potential government shutdown. So now here we go again. Now the government's going to shut down again. And oh my gosh, if it shuts down, well, on all the government jobs, they don't get paid and all that shit. But now the wise Dems, the Democrats, not to call them out, but they're saying no to the shutdown. They're technically supporting it. Stephen, what am I reading this right?
Yeah, it's always back.
Then they're saying, yeah, shut the country down. Of course they would say that.
I mean, but 3 years, during Biden, when the GOP was saying that, we have to keep it open at all costs. You can't shut it down no matter what. We got to put politics out of it. We got to keep the government going. And now it's just the complete opposite.
But maybe this would be great. Like, let's say the government does shut down. Does that mean that all Congress members and all government officials stop getting a paycheck?
No, it does not mean that.
Well, why? If the government's going to shut down and employees of the government stop getting checks, why would Congress still get paid? Because, I guarantee you these Dems, if we're going to call them something for today, if their paychecks stopped, they would change that tune. So stop their paychecks. Hold them accountable. You want to shut the government down? You guys can't get anything done. You can't come to consensus of why we can't just, come in under what's it called? The debt limit. What is that called? Debt ceiling. Like, fine. None of you fuckers get paid. End of story. Like, all of a sudden shit starts to get fixed really fast. I don't know. It just makes me sick. Let's move on to the next topic, because I'm sick of the economy already. Now I'm like, I started this thing positive, and now I'm like, fuck it all. All right, moving on to USA.
My fellow Americans.
So you know the thing. Stephen, I talked to my wife a lot about this first topic, and if any of you watched the funeral, you would have heard a lot about this announcement. But they did announce it. Autism. Trump and RFK have been kind of infatuated with the fact that 30, 40 years ago, autism numbers were X. These were for every 1,000 children born. Like, there was a very low percentage that were autism, and now it's like 1 out of 12. I think is the number. I might have that wrong. And they're trying to say, okay, what happened during that period? Well, talk to my wife when she was pregnant with Vivi. Pregnancy can be painful, uncomfortable, and she was told, don't take Motrin, take Tylenol. And effectively now with the studies, and I haven't really gone down the rabbit hole on this, but with the studies, that could be one of the, it's not the only, because obviously it's a gene, but it's one of the reasons you're seeing these numbers being higher is the, how do you say that word, Stephen? What is it in Tylenol?
Yeah. Acetaminophen.
Can anyone help us with the pronunciation?
There's a reason I'm not a doctor.
Some people just blurt that out. But
It's like
Harvard,
cash value and death benefit, but asset benefit I'll keep to the doctors.
and it's interesting, this isn't an RFK or a Trump thing. Harvard actually made this connection with Tylenol in 2023. And it goes on, says, it turns out Harvard sounded the alarm about Tylenol before Secretary RFK Jr. and President Trump. Last month, Jay Liu, Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, published a systematic review of 46 prior studies using navigation guide methodology, finding that many show positive association between prenatal, that word, use, and another word, neurodevelopmental disorders, NDDS, including autism spectrum disorder, ASD, and ADHD. Now, when we talk about spectrum, like I gotta pick a bone with your wife a little bit. I have been watching Bluey now for 7-8 months. Love Bluey. We're 18 seasons into Bluey. Your wife is convinced that Bluey is on the spectrum, and I completely disagree. Bluey is definitely not on the spectrum. What is your take on Bluey?
I'll admit I don't think I've ever watched Bluey. I don't.
You're missing out. Does anyone have a take on that? Does anyone think Bluey is on the spectrum?
Let's see what Google says.
I already looked at it. I guess this is a discussion, but it's crazy. Anyway, I just had to throw a little bit of diversion in there. So Eve said last year it was discovered my mother and I are AU, ADD, autistic and ADD. Things make so much more sense. Bluey is very logical. I thought so too. I thought Bluey was beyond logical. And the big blue guy, Father of the Year award. No question about it. Father of the Year. Anyway, take that up with your wife. Ask her to define why she thinks Bluey is on the spectrum. But anyway, it just could be because, Bluey's mom maybe took Tylenol. Who knew? Harvard. Anyway, we want to keep going on this?
Well, the only thing I'll say on it is it's kind of unfortunate that, in my opinion, that Trump comes on and really kind of tries to explain this stuff to people, because people are just going to go against anything he has, which results in the current TikTok trend, which is pregnant women showing themselves being pregnant and then eating Tylenol to be like, Trump's wrong, which is crazy to me. But I did look a little bit more into it, because it's one of those things that, what is Trump talking about? But there is a lot of studies that have been out over the several years, a lot of lawsuits over the last decade or two around this exact same topic that have been really swept under the rug and put into confidential areas that nobody can discuss. And they're not, and you read about it, it's not Tylenol or necessarily the Justin Streeper said, acetaminophen that's causing it. It's the interaction of what it reduces within the body that the actual vaccines are doing. So it's reacting to the vaccines, and and again, I'm not a doctor, so whatever's in your body that your body needs, the acetaminophen reduces that down to zero, and your body doesn't have its natural ability to do what it needs to do to handle those vaccines that are already in your body. So it has something to do with that, and it's very complicated. So my wish that President Trump would just leave that topic to other people to explain.
I agree with that.
So that's all I'm saying. Similar to what you said with the speech, Chris.
I think he's just passionate about it.
Exactly.
It's a big thing, and I think he just sometimes steps outside of his lane. Again, we could just argue that that's just Trump. Yeah. All right. So I just put in the chat, and I truly believe, and this is strictly just my opinion from compliance standpoint, I want to make sure I don't give any recommendations or advice to any of you parents, but I truly believe that Bluey, the show, is one of the best children's cartoon shows you can let your kids watch. Anyway, not making any advice, giving any recommendations or anything. There you go, compliance. All right. Let's move on. Okay, let's talk a little bit about something that we all knew, but we didn't know, but we knew, but then maybe we didn't know, is that censorship is real. Yep. The facts are out. Google has announced that there was censorship under the Biden administration. Only took us 4.5 years, Stephen. There it is. Show's over.
Yeah, this effort has been led for many years now by Representative Jim Jordan. He's done an incredible job on this. If you go read the posts he put out yesterday, Representative Jim Jordan on X, he goes into a really good thread on this entire topic and how they've gone after Google for this and what Google has finally started to admit. So here's just kind of a recap of it. Google admits censorship under Biden promises to end bans of YouTube accounts of thousands of Americans censored for political speech. He says, thanks to the oversight of Chairman Jim Jordan, Republican of Ohio, Google commits to offer all creators previously kicked off YouTube due to political speech violations on topics such as COVID and elections an opportunity to return to the platform. Google also admitted to the following to the House Judiciary Committee. The Biden administration pressured Google to censor Americans and remove content that did not violate YouTube's policies. The Biden administration censorship pressure was unacceptable and wrong. Public debate should never come to the expense of relying authorities. The company will never use third-party fact checkers, and Europe's censorship laws target American companies. I think number 4 right there is huge. The company will never use third-party fact checkers because they've been proven to be just completely propagandists over the years. And so this is really good news. It comes on the heels, of course, of the controversy over Jimmy Kimmel being canceled for a few days. He came back on the air last night. The local affiliates, though, are preempting him, keeping him off the air. But it was interesting to see the reaction by so many people. The democracy's dying. The same people that, you look at the Kamala Harris quote. I mean, it's just, I could literally do a 3-hour show just on the hypocrisy of it all.
How many do you want a 3-hour show on the
I've been thinking about doing a daily little thing on just showing this absolute absurdity and just going through. But anyways, it's just insane. So it's good to see Google coming out with truth right now, though.
Yeah, really good. Also, I know it's not in our agenda, but I got to bring it up, and I guess it would kind of fit under just what the F. But did you see that like the COVID vaccine is now removed and not recommended? You see that? There's maybe I'm misspeaking, but there was something to the extent of the COVID vaccine. Like now it is not among one of the recommendations. Maybe you can just Google that real quick and we'll come back to that. Smartphones now scan your device for content and it's being screened for AI for government use. They're watching. Always watching. What movie?
I don't know.
Monsters Inc. See, you guys gotta get with this stuff. Come on.
Here we go. Yeah.
I'm gonna start throwing out quotes from Talladega Nights. You guys better get on it.
That I'll know. Remember, man, my son's turning 10 tomorrow, so we're a little beyond some of those. That was 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago.
Watching, always watching.
It's pretty good though.
I know. I got when this whole finance thing ends, maybe I got a chance at being a voice of one of the characters in Monsters Inc. That's if Disney's even around then. Who knows? Solar plants. Boy, were those a good investment? Not. They're closing them. Yep. Solar plants in California are closing.
How many skyscrapers of cash is this? Just
I don't know. It's some of that $5 trillion that didn't go in the lobbyists and the pork bellies, and I guess some of it built these little things. But unfortunately, great. They're closing. So you know what? Some of those solar things though, I think they could be made into skate parks pretty easily. I'm seeing nice conversion efforts there. Because some of them kind of have nice transitions.
Pretty cool. Come
in with some masonite, and then we got a natural bowl. Just thinking, hey, sometimes you got to think out of the box, like AOC, free energy. Think out of the box.
$2.2 billion to build. 2010 completed in 2014. Now set to close next year.
Wow, that had a long run, man. It did well.
What's that average out to be? 12 years, 2.2 billion. How much a year is that?
Do the math here. We should probably do the math. Let's see. How many zeros is that? Two. I don't think my calculator is going to hold that.
It's good. President Obama did guarantee $1.6 billion of that with our federal tax dollars.
Yeah. So we're all paying for it. Yep. So thank your lobbyist and your local Dem. Anyway, moving on. Boomers control the housing market. No crap. Duh. Trump's platinum card gives tax breaks on non-U.S. income to foreigners. Boring. 5 links. Threaten foreign and domestic. The Kurt assassination shows the enemy from within. Ooh, what do we got here? All right, I'm getting ahead of myself here, man. What do we got here?
Did you want to get into that?
I don't know if I should.
We can let that ride.
I feel like maybe we shouldn't. We went deep into this. I'm still deeply, I don't know. That one's cut deep. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
A lot. Let's just say there's a lot that we're learning. A lot coming out. A lot coming out. And let's see. Minneapolis mayor making commercials in Somalian now.
Yeah. Remember, this was the mayor last week of the little town in, where was it, Dearborn, Minnesota, that kicked the American citizen out of his town and told him he shouldn't live there because he didn't want a street sign named after a terrorist. He was told to leave, and now we have this coming out of Minneapolis.
Magaladina, Wahad Kamid Tihin Laf Dabarka. Magaladan Ka Digesa.
The name of the show, I guess I can.
That's AI. I'm telling you.
What the fuck is going on with this country?
That is AI.
That is not AI, but that's a real commercial put out by a real Minneapolis mayor.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, hey.
Interesting. I don't know. Vote accordingly, I guess.
I'm not sure what to say.
All right. How about what the F world?
All right. Let's go into what the F world. Actually, before we do that, we're just going to go right into it. We'll just do right into the world. Where is the world? It's funny. Every time we do this show, I always come into this show thinking, who am I going to piss off today? I don't know. This is kind of like one of those things. And I haven't pissed anybody off. But you know what? We're also not streaming to Instagram, and we stopped streaming to TikTok. So I just sometimes I'm like, nobody gets pissed off at us anymore, man. Maybe we should start, entering TikTok back into it. Or actually, is TikTok even going to make it? Are the Murdochs going to buy that?
I don't know.
This is world news. I mean, it is owned by China.
I did see that about TikTok. That's I don't know if I like that.
Anyway,
but yeah.
All right. So this one, whatever, you're gonna have to take this one because Trump supports Ukraine. I don't know. What's your take on this? I mean, he's just all over the place. I like when you get into the Israel Palestine thing and Gaza Strip. I can't even watch it. I can't even talk about it. The Ukraine stuff. It just makes me sick. I just literally just hate talking about this stuff.
Yeah. The problem is I don't think there's no good solution is the problem. There's no there's no win here. It's loss, it's all loss.
Oh, it's been lost. Look at how many lives have been lost. It's like wars and just that
yeah.
But why? I don't know, you gotta I just gotta shut my mouth. I'm gonna just that's it. Nothing to say on that. Anyone have anything to say on that? I really don't want to speak on that one.
All right. Well, what else is going on in the world? We got nearly
typhoons, man. We got millions of people being evacuated because of typhoons that slammed southern China.
Jeez.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's when you take your car out there and you start ripping some donuts. You just check those tires, see what kind of traction you can get. This is where you learn how to drive. Days like this. This is like perfect driving exercise or practice. You go out there, you rip the turns, you pitch it sideways, you hit a thing or two. Nobody's watching. I mean, it's a typhoon. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. But I'm actually not being serious about that. It's actually very severe. And I think 14 people have died in Taiwan because of that. So not a laughing matter, at all.
Yeah, terrible.
But this one is the UN is an absolute joke. I think we can all laugh about that. What's this article saying?
Yeah, so Trump went to the UN to speak. I don't know, a couple of days ago, yesterday, whenever it was, and the UN decided to get funny with him, which isn't necessarily funny. So there's a couple of videos coming out. I'll just share one right here. So when he first arrived, he was walking, and you'll notice right when Melania and he step onto the escalator, it abruptly stops. And so you can see that right there. So a lot of people are saying that's a security risk. What if there was a shooter in a building? It stops him from movement. But it forced him to walk up the stairs, which, this was all done purposely too. It's coming out later. And then when he went to go speak,
very much appreciated,
his teleprompter broke. So you can see him open up his note.
And I don't mind making the speech without a teleprompter.
Oh, he definitely can do that. I think,
that
you know, how many of you would like to see Trump speak without teleprompters?
I feel very happy to be up here with you.
I think
nevertheless.
we'd get a lot more
Very
authentic.
much appreciated.
I think
Yeah.
we'd get a lot less of the rambling, and I think we'd get a really good speech. I truly do, because you know the man can speak. But the teleprompter, I think, is just keeps him on agenda, keeps him saying the right things.
Yeah, so they try to throw him off kilt. You know, they broke his teleprompter at the start. They stopped the escalator. They're messing with him. But he came out and just absolutely destroyed the UN. The UN's not exactly has the best reputation. And so if you have 5, 6, 10 minutes, however long it was, I watched about 5, 6 minutes of the speech. It's worth it. What he says about the UN and who he's calling out. I think it's well worth your time. We don't have time to show it on the show right now, but go check out his speech yesterday. And I thought it was well worth the time though, Chris.
Very cool. Well, we had to kind of skip over some of that stuff just because, there's just some stuff we're just not really prepared to talk about, not really wanting to talk about it because it's just deep and it's just you just go down a rabbit hole really quick. And we're going to skip that today. So let's go into some stuff we can go down a rabbit hole on. And that is my absolute favorite one, because we can just have fun. And that is just what the I tried timing that where I said it like they did. What? Going into it. Anyway.
Go ahead. Start. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, let's go into Jimmy Kimmel. How many of you watch Jimmy Kimmel? Any of you like Jimmy Kimmel fans, like watch his show regularly? Listen, like I got something to say about all these. It's not just Jimmy Kimmel, all the late night shows. Like these shows have been going on for in some cases decades. They're stupidly paid, and these networks are literally losing money on these shows because like their viewership has gone down. I mean, we are, like the whole mainstream media, and we'll call it that, and the Kimmel Show or any of these shows. I mean, and I'm not just picking on him; it could be any of these shows. Like our parents and their parents watched these shows, and that was the thing. But in today's world, like eyeballs aren't there, viewership is not there, so they're keeping these legacy shows going. Why, I don't know, and they're losing money on these shows. It's been printed all over the place. You can see they're losing money on these shows, but yet they keep playing these shows. And these shows, in my opinion, like when it got canceled, I've seen Kimmel and I've watched all those shows because obviously I'm older. I'm 48, so kind of grew up with these. And every once in a while they had a good guest on, but like it's the same shit every time. Like it really is just, to me. And listen, maybe this is just me saying this, and some of you are like, no way, I love that show. I just think that they're incredibly boring. And today, people are not, the younger folks, which is the future, are not watching these shows. They're watching YouTube. They're watching the things that the new generation is watching, which is not Jimmy Kimmel. So like my argument isn't about like freedom of speech and all this stuff, which we already covered all that. It's basically, why is the dude still on? If he's not profitable, why keep his show going? Like sometimes you just got to reframe the question. It's like, oh, I'm losing money on it, but yet we're going to keep doing it. How does that make any logical sense? We're going to do it because we've always done it this way. How you got this far is not how you're going to get where you want to be. Like we all need to realize that. Like what you've done to get where you are in life is not what's going to get you where you want to be. So to these legacy networks, in a message to Jimmy Kimmel, not that he watches this, but how you got where you are today is not how you're going to get where you want to be in the future. But yeah, here we are. Oh, let's feel bad for Jimmy Kimmel. I can't believe the outrage. I can't believe the outrage there was. It actually makes me sick. First off, like pretty clear what he said. Not okay. Okay. There are consequences for what you say. And in light of that, like there is no right way to say what he said. Zero. Just don't say it. But he did. End of story. Like, lie in the bed you made, dude. That's all I have to say about that. What the F?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you look at Chris in just reading his viewership numbers. I mean, and they're saying the key demographic, which is 18 to 49-year-olds, which is kind of their crucial demographic they need, it's declined to 220,000 viewers in Q2 of 2025. It's best in a year, but still a substantial drop from earlier years. And you look at those numbers. I mean, we get those kinds of numbers on your YouTube videos. Like it's pretty bad for them. So, they continue to just do nonsense though. I mean, you look at how vile the stuff that Jimmy Kimmel said about people taking vaccines and COVID, when that was going on, like some of the things he said about these other people that have been canceled off television. Like he's just a terrible human being in my opinion, but I don't think I've watched him in 10 years. So I don't know.
Yeah. I haven't watched him much at all, and nor would I, because I just don't find it entertaining. I just don't find it a good use of time. I mean, do any of you watch it? I mean, it's okay if you do. I mean, listen, like it's kind of a legacy show. Anyone watch Kimmel?
I don't know anybody that does.
I mean, Jet said haven't turned a TV on in over a year. Like my TV only goes on because Vivi wants to watch Bluey, but Vivi watches Bluey mostly from her phone. Yeah. Like we barely ever turn, like we'll watch a Bills game, and then we watched, the Charlie Kirk, funeral. And dude, outside of that, like I can't remember the last time we turned the TV on. And other people are saying this, but then who was saying? Eve said, YouTube and Netflix is all she uses. Same thing here. Like even Bluey, like we watch it on, I think Prime. Like, I don't know, man. It's just like, sometimes I just got to think like, got to freaking get with the times. Out with Kimmel, like not because any other reason than he's just not producing. I mean, a TV show has to produce viewership, which produces the demand for wanting to advertise. Like all the people that were like coming out for Kimmel, like saying, "Oh, put his show back on." Are they advertising on his show? Like all those companies, like are they putting their money and saying, "Hey, I want to put $1 million in advertising that only goes on, I only want my ads played when Kimmel's on." Matter of fact, they're probably like, "Hey, yeah, don't play my ads during Kimmel because but Kimmel's show should go on, but don't put my ads on there." It's
yeah. I mean, who are those people watching it? I mean, nobody.
I don't know. Like, listen, we got like 50 some people. We lost a lot with our little tech thing, but Johnny Carson, Johnny Carson, like that's back in the day. Like that was a good show, but like obviously not anymore. Yeah. I mean, Zolani Cat Live, I think I got your name right, says he's not funny. I don't think anything he says is funny at all. I don't know why people watch it.
Yeah.
20 million plus subscribers on YouTube would be a testament to how popular he is. Okay, so James is saying he's got 20 million plus subscribers on YouTube. Okay.
How many of those are bots? How many of those are in other countries?
No, I mean, they're probably real, but I mean, he's been on TV for how long? So like all right. So if so I'll go along with James, that's a lot of subscribers on YouTube. So why not take a show onto YouTube? Like do a live YouTube show like this. Like if that's where his people are, like do the show there.
Chris, when they took him off the Late Show, I was told that free speech was dead. He can't go on YouTube, or he could have started a YouTube show.
I don't know.
I don't get the argument, I guess. I don't know.
There is no argument. Like,
all right.
Yeah,
so
there is no argument.
All right. Well, I got a much more important question for you than Jimmy Loser Kimmel. And the question is, are you embracing Labubu's?
No.
You're missing out, bro. You're missing out.
Well, you're missing out on Bluey, man.
How cool these Labubus are. I mean, does anybody else have any cool Labubus?
It looks evil, Steven.
Like I do?
It really looks
these
evil.
Labubus, I mean, come on. How cool. I mean, let me just show you a couple more, Chris. I got the little figurines.
You've been hanging out with Taylor Swift.
Have
you been hanging out with Taylor Swift?
I'm telling you, man, the Labubus, and I'm not the only one. You know who else is embracing Labubus? The luxury brands, Chris. We are having $2,500 crystal encrusted Labubu luxury branded purses now. What do you think? I thought we're in a recession. I thought the economy's doing bad. What are we doing here?
We're Labubuing things?
Louis Vuitton, I guess.
No, I don't know. I guess the luxury brands are struggling, so we got to Labubu them.
If that's not the ultimate what the F, I don't know what is.
New generation. James is right. New generation of Beanie Babies. I mean, I did see those. My daughter does not like those. She actually, I can't remember what she said about them. She's like, no. But anyway, let's see. Protest art of Trump, Epstein holding hands appears on National Mall.
I think that's all we got.
Yeah, Labubu craze. Yeah, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap, man.
That's a wrap.
What a wild world. That's 1 week.
1 week. Yeah, we really barely went into anything from any prior week. That was all brand new stuff. So when people are like, oh, how do you know what to talk about? Open our eyes. Not very hard. We kind of instilled something, and I'll tell every one of you before we wrap today is, if any of you ever have something you think is a really, really good, piece for What the F, please send it to Snaggy, SNAGY at chrisnaugle.com, and we will research it. And if we like it, we will certainly do it. Shauna says your little boo-boos are demonic.
I'll be sure to send you one, Shauna.
Not as demonic as Taylor Swift. Anyway, on that, we got to wrap this one up. As you all can tell, I do not like Taylor Swift. But with that being said, folks, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of What the F. Join us this afternoon for Wealth Webinar, where Stephen is literally going to unpack one of the biggest problems and the solution in this country, and that is the mounting debt. So learn how to build wealth through your own debts and expenses by joining us this afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern. Go to chrisnaugle.com and register for the event. No cost. You actually get my books for free just for registering. See you at 1. Thanks, Stephen.